Flip the switch, light the fire, idea spinning higher, higher. Testing, melting, shapes take form. Welcome to the stream, doing 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build. Flip the switch, light the fire, idea spinning higher, higher. Testing, melting, shapes take form. Welcome to the stream, doing 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the stream. Lines of code, sparks that fly, layers stacking, reaching sky. Mistakes happen, we don't cry. We learn, we teach, we play together every day. Welcome to the stream, doing 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the stream. What will we make today? What will the lasers say? Engraving shadows bright, crafting through the Welcome to the stream, doing 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the
Okay, I'm just kidding. I know. I wasn't talking. I was going to see how many people are going to say, no sound, no sound. But I know I have sound. I know I have sound. A fake mute? How did you know? How did you know it was a fake mute? That doesn't sound good. Hang on a second. Yeah, no, I think it's okay. I think I'm on the right microphone. I think I got everything right tonight. I think that is correct. How is everybody this fine evening? We have, let's see, which chat do I want to look at? Let me look at the one right over here. Oh man, why is, oh, we have another CG is first. Look at that. Jerry always here. Jerry, hello, good evening. Good evening, 3D Medic Vince, the Ranch Kid, Russ Scare. Another CG, I already said that. Cliff D, Andy Visley. That's it so far. Okay, cool. 14 people, about 6 people up in chat. That's cool. Good, welcome. So yeah, I don't know how many of you did or didn't would have tuned into Steve's stream today. It was an interesting stream, and apparently I printed all these parts for the, I just about picked it up by the blade. My cut is healed, by the way. I printed all these parts about 3 weeks ago, and apparently there's been some changes in the last couple weeks to some of the parts. Now, I don't know if it's, yeah, this is version V80, and apparently there's a V81. I don't know if it's necessary to go back and reprint and start from scratch at this point, or if I'm okay to just keep going on and building, because I looked and I could not really see which parts were changed. So, Greenbeard, raid. Who raids? Who can raid on YouTube? I don't know. Mark Davis, hello. Did I get raided? Who raided me over? Steve Bilge raided. Steve, hey, welcome. Hello. I caught a lot of your stream today, Steve, while I was down at the office. I had to come home and prepare for this stream, which I ended up coming home and not preparing for the stream. So, yeah, so as I was saying, I'm wondering if I need to reprint any of these parts or if I should just keep going on with what I've got. I think maybe because I've come so far, I kind of just wanted to keep going. Well, thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate you coming over with your crew. I do appreciate that. 77 people. Anybody that sticks around, we're going to be giving away Polymaker Filament later, so stick around whether you like the stream or not. And if you're not subscribed to my stream, please subscribe to my stream, my channel, and give us some thumbs up. We are in the middle of building the Jabberwocky. Steve was talking about the Jabberwocky on his channel today. I have got this thing probably 80% assembled, I suppose. It wasn't without a few hiccups here and there. You've upped the thumb. Awesome, Greenbeard. Awesome. Cool. And hello, Bearded Printer. I haven't said hello to everybody. I'm going to say hello to everybody because I haven't gone back through the chat and so forth. So I think because I've come so far, I think I'll just keep building and see what happens, I guess. Just put this all together. We're not far from completion right now. We're not going to be nearly ready to put it on a printer right now. As you see, I have the Trident sitting out here right now because I want to get the Trident Hotend put back on, because I think if I have to print any more of these parts, I will probably just print them on the Trident, but the Trident is not set up to print right now. So because I got to figure out, number one, why I took the Hotend apart, and if I'm missing any pieces from it. I have a feeling I took the Trident Hotend apart to do something on the Tri-Zero, a nozzle swap or something. I don't remember, so we'll have to figure that out. You're not the only one who's had a bit of difficulty with Jabberwocky. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. The difficulty I have right now, it's not really a difficulty, is getting the wires, getting all these Hotend wires in here, and then pushing the fans in place tended to push this LED holder out. So I had to reinsert the wires in here a little bit. And now my LED holder seems to have fallen a little bit out of place. So it's not my favorite design to hold these LEDs. There we go. I can push that back into place right there. But here, let me see if I have this set up. Here we go. So don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but what it was doing is when I pushed this one fan, which is the tight fan in, it was pushing. You can kind of see how it's pushing the LED holder out here. You can see that gap there. Whereas if I push it in, it's like a flat. So that may end up being something I glue in later so it doesn't keep popping out. So we'll see. Let's see. Tuxedo says, you'll see what I mean. Let's see. He says, if you get a chance, watch Steve's stream from earlier. I watched it a bit earlier, but I had to leave, as I say. I had to get back home. I was at the office working. Steve had the same issue a couple hours ago. Okay, with that, the exact same issue with this LED holder pushing out when you push the fans in. Yeah, it's because there's so many wires being cramped in there. But I figure if I glue that in, it might help. But I'm just going to move on like this. Yeah. Okay, so let's see where we were in the build instructions. Let's just move on and let's move on and see what we can do. And if I have to start over and print new parts, I'll start over and print new parts. And this time I'll print them out of ASA, because I got a lot of slack about printing them out of the high temperature PLA from Polymaker. But I wanted to try, because I wanted to try, so I tried. It's my stream, I'll do what I want. Anyways, I just got a little string hanging out there that's bothering me. But I do have the ASA in these colors over there, and that's, I mentioned something on the wires are too big for gauge for LEDs. Yeah, they don't need to be that big at all. I agree. So, but as I mentioned on Steve's stream briefly, I want to maybe rebuild my box turtle and my 2.4 to match these colors. I love the orange with the teal and the gray. So anyways, we'll think about that after. So anyways, let's get back onto the destructions where we were earlier. YOLO with Tim. Hey, Nick. Who else is here? David Walton popped in. I'm just trying to see if I can see anybody else that popped in. We have 94 people now. That's a high number for my stream. And again, thank you so much, Steve, for popping over. So if you guys want to see what happens here, hey, stick around. We're giving away filament in about an hour and a half. Luckily, the designer was there and took notes. Changes are coming also for the docks, which are a bit confusing. Yeah, I got a little bit confused, and I know Steve said, let's see when we get there. I was a little confused with the docks. You guys saw last week that I had to put a heat inset in here. Even though there was a noticeable slot there for a nut, I didn't see it, and they had said, okay, well, you got to put the sideways. Whereas in this piece here, we did have to actually put a heat inset in sideways with the iron sideways right in here, because there's nowhere in there to stick your iron down. So this piece did have that heat inset put in on the side. You can see it right there, and again, no clearance, so we had to put that in with the iron sideways. So but again, on this one, in this spot right here, I started to put it in. Everybody says, oh, no, isn't there a slot for a nut there? There is, but that is not pointed out in the instructions. In the current instructions that I was watching, they didn't say, okay, put a nut in there. No, they didn't say that. So there we go. Hey, William Nelson, hello. Okay, so let's go on over to my display here. Let's get back to this one, go back to the display. And I believe we were at, here, let me just get this fan out of the way. I've got something blocking my view of the of my screen right now. There we go. So we did this. Oh, I'm way ahead of this. I'm at this part. We got this part done here. I think that's the last part we had finished right there. Let me just double check. Yeah, so that's where we're at right there in that diagram. So if you check that out, and then you go ahead and check out this one, I guess it helps if I turn the camera, if I cut to the right camera. So that's where we're at, where you saw right there. This is where we're at with the build. Okay, so everything in here is assembled, including the board back there. I wasn't quite sure about how this piece is sitting on here. You see it's a little bit of a, maybe it's supposed to be like that, maybe it's not supposed to come up straight, but that's just the way that that's just the way it went on and the way it's working. So you're gonna sell 90-degree heat irons, come up big time. That would work for sure. So okay, so that's where we're at there. Okay, and so now we got to go next. And now we get the lower tool head assembly, like so. Okay, we've already done this. Okay, we already got the lower tool head assembly finished. Up to this point right here. Okay, there's where we got to, right there. We got the fans inserted. We got the LEDs inserted, the Hotend LEDs inserted. We got the logo inserted on the front. So we move on from here. Although this one fan, man, I tell you, every time I try and snug this one fan in here, try to snug in this one fan, it keeps moving, popping this LED cover out. So we'll worry about that a little bit later. So that's where we're at right there. Okay. So now, next, insert two LDOT nuts into the conch mount. Ensuring screw holes are properly aligned. Ensure two sets of wires are pulled out of the conch channel. Have I done this? Hang on a minute. I think I've already done this. Click for wiring image details. Okay. Oh, we've already done this. Okay. We haven't done the second part though. Push down on the wire to ensure it's sitting back and towards the left of the channel to ensure the insertion of the fan goes all the way in. Okay, now we're on this part right here. So we are looking at the hot end. Carefully slide the conch hot end into position, making sure wires are folded neatly to the side so they can be later secured to the shroud housing with a cable tie. Secure hot end using 2M 2.5 by 8 socket head cap screws in the 2 lower holes in the mount. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we can find here. The thick wires cause it, it's inevitable. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing we can do about it. Okay, so let's grab our hot end out of our box. That is not the hot end. Where did I put the hot end? I think I put it in this bag right here. I did. There's our Fadius. I call it Fadius for some reason. I keep saying Fadius. Anyways, there's our Fadius hot end. Let's pop it out of the bag. I got this view here, and I got another different overhead view, so you guys tell me which one you do or don't like. We got a spare sock, it looks like, in the hot end. I'm going to double check the nozzle. Steve's nozzle was loose. So let's pop this off, and yeah, this nozzle is loose as well. So, and this is a hardened steel nozzle, it looks like, 0.4 millimeter. Yep, okay, so, well, we'll throw this in. Okay, so according to the diagram, our wires are on the back side. We have our assembly right here. And this, they want the heater wire to go in. So I'm looking at this. Which way am I looking at this mount? This way, like this. Okay, and then we have there's our heater wire, which is really thin. I'm assuming these other ones, oh no, these are probably the heater wires here. This is probably our thermostat wire. And it is going through the bottom hole down here. It looks like there's, I like the, here, let me just make sure on this drawing what I'm looking at. See, I'm assuming that's going down through the middle hole. I can't rotate that. Let's just make sure wire fold neatly to the sides so they can be later secured. The late edition update was adding 2.58 screws to the lower portion of the conch mount. These eliminate the need to use a drop-in T-nuts and mounting screws, make them redundant, and then say 2 M2.5 screws are also make it much easier to remove the hot end if needed. Okay, I'm just trying to see how this is supposed to go in. So I'm going to assume that this is going in that middle hole towards the bottom. One thing I really liked about the box turtle build, if you guys recall the instructions, is you could click on an image and you could rotate it 360 degrees to see exactly where everything went. I really like that about the box turtle build. But hey, who am I to complain? So I'm going to see if I can get this to go in there. There we go. I think. No. If you don't go in perfectly flat, it's not going to come out. So let me get some assistance here but I don't want to damage the wires. My hands are too big to get down in there, so well, these pliers are hooped. There we go. See if I can pick that up. Put that down flat towards the bottom. I know it's painful to watch me do this sometimes. Trust me, it pains me to do this sometimes. There we go, got it. Just had to be a little bit persistent. Okay, we got it pulled through like so. Okay, now I'm going to just, there's really nothing telling me how this is going to go in other than this next diagram right here. And those holes for the 2 M3/8 are right there, which screw into. So this goes in. Okay, this is very confusing to me how this is supposed to go in here. I can kind of see let's see, there's the back with the 2 holes where the name is, and so this is going in. Those 2 M2.5 by 8s are going to secure. I'm just not sure about where the heater wire is supposed to go. Is it supposed to go through the same hole? I guess maybe the heater wire is going through the same holes. There's nothing clear about that, but I'm going to assume they are because all these wires are ending up going to the board. So we'll put these heater wires through there as well, one at a time. Nice to see they put ferrules on it. Okay, there's the one. And here's the second one going in. You had a long stream today, Steve, if you're still on here. I was at my office like for a few hours you were on, and then looks like you just finished your stream. And we got the second one going in there, okay. So we pull these through. And this guy is going to go up. Okay, okay, these are going to go around the back. And this is going to go in. Like that. Looks like exactly the way that's going to fit in, just like that. And our little 8mm 2.5 by 8s are going to go in here. And the other, I'm trying to think what that other threaded insert we did in here was for. That was down in the middle right here. So I'm not sure what this threaded heat inset in here was for. So Steve pulled a 6-hour stream today. Wow. Hey, Brent Ferguson. Why so short? Who else popped in there? Jimmy John. I agree the ability to rotate the model is nice, which I had that when building my 2.4. Yeah. Do they have that for the 2.4 now in the other Voron builds? The rotating model thing is beautiful. It was beautiful. So okay, so we got the hot end in. I'll just show you here like this. We got the wires coming out here, and the wires are obviously going to go over to the side here like so. I got to get those 2.5 by 8 screws so we can secure the hot end here. So let's find those. 2.5. Where did I put all my screws? Right here, right in front of me. Here, let me switch to this other view here so you can, and let me switch to this. Oh, wrong one. Come on. Which camera do I want? That's the camera right there. Hopefully that's in focus. So, 2.5 by 8. 2.5 by 8 right there, 2 pieces. That's what she keeps saying. Heidi ho, Jack Faxon. Okay, 2.5 by 8s, and that's going to be this guy right. No, it's going to be this guy right here. Let's secure these in. This is obviously threading into the heat sink in it. I have a black mat with black screws. I should turn the mat over. I think it's, yeah, it's green on the other side. Be easier to find my screws. And here we go. Down Under Maker, hello, hello. I'm just going to say hi to names I don't recognize. Appreciate everybody being here. There we go. That is secured in there. Okay. Now, again, I don't know what that threaded heat inset there was for, but I'm sure it's something to do with putting it in here because the next thing we're going to be doing is sliding this sucker through here. But let's go to the instructions. Let's not assume anything. Okay. Insert the pre-cut 15mm Bowden tube into the top of the shroud. Oh, hang on a minute. Is these the wiring images I saw? No, right here. So we want to put this in here and see. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Okay, so we're going to be sliding that in. We got the wiring coming out the back. like so. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to this. So this is gonna all, let's get all this wiring out of the way. When are they gonna come up with wireless hot ends? Jeez, that'd be so nice, wouldn't it? Heat induction hot ends. Okay, so we have all that here. This is gonna slide in here, ideally, like this. Get those fan wires out of the way. That'll slide into that, like just like so. Looks all right, I think. Okay. Okay. Man, that's a lot of wiring. Okay, cool. Now that's all got to be tucked down somewhere because, of course, we're going to be matching that up with the other part. They do have induction hot ends. They're not cheap. Oh, hey, Kit. Too funny. Okay, let's go back to the display. So we're at this point here. Their wiring looks a whole lot better than mine. Do they have these wires secured with here, let me just have a peek back here. They have these wires all, it looks like they've got a zip tie in there. They do. They have a zip tie on these wires already. Let me grab a zip tie. It'll make things a little easier to work on here. I'm just looking at the image, and they've zip tied to this tie right up here. Okay, so let's see if I can't get some of these wires. So we have this fan wires coming from over here through these grooves. Right on the top. Okay, so we're going to shove you down there, down through there, down through here, across here. I want to move the hot end wires out of the way for a minute. Down through here, and you're coming up here. All these other wires are coming up here, and they're all going to meet up right here at this zip tie hold. Throw a zip tie in here. Timor 714, you're here. Just very quiet. Someone has to watch the animals. There you go. Okay, and I'm gonna get this zip tie going. Speaking of animals, my dog just popped downstairs. Okay, so we'll get these guys all bundled up in that groove there. Here, I don't know if is this a better angle or is this a better angle right here? This one, you can kind of see what I'm doing on this one here. I've just got these all zip tied to this point right here, popping up here. This one seems short. That's the LED one. That seems really short. I don't know how where that's gonna plug into, but we'll see. Okay, and then we have this. So this kind of, sort of, looks like the image right here. Kind of, sort of, okay? Probably not nearly as neat as the image, but there we are. That's where we're at. Bill Brothers, you're looking so you can get your 2.4 reassembled with the Tech CNC parts. Cool. CNC parts would be cool. Okay, that's where we're at. Right there. Boom. And by the way, there will not be any blood today. I know I said that last week, and what I end up doing, slicing my finger. That was a finger I sliced right there, and it's pretty much all healed. So, no more blood. Okay. Hot end wiring install. So we got that almost looking similar to that, except it looks like I'm missing a screw up here for something. What's supposed to be up here? The image there has a screw right there. See that hole right above my finger right there? There's a screw in that hole holding something in there. I don't think I missed a step. But hey, who knows? I probably did, knowing me. So we'll see. Flag warning. Flag warning? Yeah. I'm just going to back up a bit and see. That screw right there that they're showing that's in place, I did not see anywhere where that screw would have been put in. And no, I don't see. It's not in here. It's not in there. Oh, right there. Okay, right here. I missed that step. For the right side fan. For the left side fan, install the wiring. Finally, install the fan grill. This is a push-in fit part. Okay. Where does it talk about this screw? Then install the M325 screw which is used to latch the extruder to the lower tool head body. Okay. M325 socket head screw. Okay, there we go. I'm glad I'm at least looking at the pictures because I'm not fully reading the instructions. M325 socket head cap screw right here. Oh, that's a 35. I want an M325 socket head cap right there. Here we go. There's only one in the bag, one in the kit. That's what the CA glue is for. Exactly. What about the painter's tape? Wow, painter's tape's gone. That was a good temporary band-aid. Where's my blue hex key wrench? Oh, where are you, blue hex key wrench? Did I use you for something else and not put you back where you belong? I must have. Let me just have a quick peek around. There it is. There it is. Found it. So this guy goes in here. Okay, and that's where the bottom, that's where that latch thing is going to go. Okay, so that's latching on for the bottom assembly. And there we go. Okay, so now I'm not wondering why I don't have a screw in there. You shouldn't date yourself like that, Tuxedo. There you go. Mark Flanagan just got back from camping. Time for stream. Good. Welcome, Mark. Mark's my good friend from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Okie doke. Well, that's that part there. Okay, let's look. Now that that screw mystery is solved. I tend to skip over instructions. Anybody that's seen me build these things before knows that I always do that. Okay, we got those two in, we've got this in, we've got this in looking like this. To complete the hot end assembly, we'll now join the extruder with the lower section of the tool head. I missed something. Insert the pre-cut 15mm Bowden tube into the top of the shroud, ensuring it's fully seated. If necessary, use a hex bit to press it down evenly for a snug, secure fit. That's this guy right here. So the pre-cut 15... What's going on? Why did that go blank? Okay, fair enough. My bad. Right there. That's the 15mm piece of pre-cut Bowden tube that we want to insert. So let's go back here and find that. Here, let's switch back to this guy. 15mm Bowden tube. And right here, two pieces, 15mm Capricorn tube. We have those pieces. Oh, people are dropping off like flies. We're down to 84 people watching now. They didn't want to win any Polymaker Filament. Okay, so this guy comes in here, and this guy goes in the top. Well, is it just me? Or, okay, here's another little... So if you look at the instructions right here, look at this image right here. We show a 15mm piece of Bowden tube going down in the slot. Oh, then we slide the little thing in. Okay, I've slid the little thing in first. Okay, I get it. Okay, so let's go back here. So I have that little thing slid in. I just got to pop that out front a little bit, and then we're going to take the 15mm piece of Bowden tube. We're going to shove it in the hole. We're going to make sure it goes in flat like that, and then we're going to pop that little guy back over. Okay, and that's going to kind of hold that into place right there. Right there. Look at that. Okay, there we go. Okay. And go back to the instructions. Okay, we've done the 15mm Bowden tube. Just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, we're moving on. To complete the toolhead assembly, we'll now join the extruder with the lower section of the toolhead. We're going to marry them together. Okay, first slide the F682ZZ bearing over the 15mm Bowden tube, which we did. If it doesn't fit, ensure the Bowden tube is fully inserted, which it is. Next, align the top and bottom halves of the tool head. Slide the lower body latches into position so they hook onto the long button head cap screw that secures the filament cutter. Once aligned, seat the top half of the tool head horizontally and lock it in place using the lever lock. Expand view for final wiring arrangement. Okay, so here's what our final wiring arrangement is going to look like. Ooh. Okay, well, we got to put this on first. So we're going to, there's the diagrams right there. blah, blah, and we align that. Okay, well, let's see if I can do this. There is a fully exposed blade on this top portion that I cut myself on last time. Where is it? Where is it? It's right there, right there, right there. Okay. So, I'm going to read this as I do it. I'm going to keep this close-up view so you guys can see the blood fly. Here, let me raise this camera a little bit. There we go. So I don't, get things up above out of view. Align the top and bottom halves, slide the lower latches into position so they hook on the long button head cap screw. Okay. So there's the, excuse me. So this is going to go this way. Let me cut this. Just got to cut off this zip tie thing so it doesn't mess me up. There we go. Okay. And this is going to go. So we're going to align the bottom halves of the toolhead, slide the lower body latches into positions to hook onto the long button head cap screws that secure the filament cutter. Okay, so these are the two that they're talking about right here. We have this one here and this one here are going to align onto the latches that are here. So ideally, these are going to go in here. And align with those latches. Hang on a sec. Oh, like this. Okay, like we got to come down like this. Slide them in. Okay, this is just a little awkward for me. That's all, but we'll get it. We'll get it. You tell them, Jerry. There might not be much to like, but hey, I'm trying. Okay, we're going to slide that in. There we go. So you've got those, so they're slid in on those two button head cap screws that are in there. Then we lift this into position. Ready? It's like a Pac-Man. It's going to close like that. And then this is our latch. We tighten that down. Oops, we tighten this down. And oh man, that's tight. That's what she said. We tighten this down. Let's just see. We bring this down. Something is not fitting. Something is not fitting right in here. Something is not fitting, but let's just see. I called this thing, there we go, pretty earlier there. That's sat in there now. We bring that down and then we can latch it in. There we go. We got that latched in. I just had to sort of pressure this guy into falling into this little groove. We latched it in with this. So obviously to take this apart and repair it, we unlatch it and pops just right out. That's pretty cool design, I suppose. Okay, and then there's all our wiring in the back. There she goes, just sort of, everything is just sort of hanging out loose there. And there we are in the front. So far this pretty much, that LED holder is pretty much staying in place. It's not as big a gap as there was there before. Okay, so there we are. And then the filament cutter, oh, that's very tight. That should not be that tight. That filament cutter should be able to rotate in and out without being so tight. So something is a little too tight there. It may be these screws up, this screw up here. Let me loosen this one off a bit and see if that makes a difference. No, that's still extremely, I shouldn't have to pull that back out with my hand. That should basically be pushing in and out on its own. I think what happened is when I put these little latch things over the screw, it spread these out, putting pressure on this piece here. So what I may have to do is actually take and file down the edges of this piece here so that it doesn't, anyways, but in the meantime I can try and loosen this off a little bit more without coming right out of there. No, and again, that's way too tight. Sand the blade carrier a bit like Steve did. Yeah, that's exactly what I got to do. So Let's go ahead and pop this back apart. Obviously, it's not like I did anything wrong. If Steve had to do it, then obviously it's something that has to be done. Not that, you know, I put a lot of respect in Steve. He's been doing this a lot longer than me. So let's pop this off. Let's pop this back open. Take that out, and we'll remove the blade carrier. See, that is how freely that blade carrier should move. That's why we have magnets in there, right, that do their thing. So we're going to pop that blade carrier back out, and we're going to sand. We'll file off some of this on the sides, because obviously this is being tightened up. Now, I don't know if it was a printing tolerance issue when I printed the gray part that's causing the pushing, but anyways, it is what it is. Now the blade carrier, did I leave the blade protector on? No, I didn't. Come on, pop away. Look at that. I'm braver than that. I'll take it off, and if there's blood, there's blood. But now I've got to take this out and sand this part. I need to sand here and here. Yep, without cutting myself, because I don't want to pull the blade off. let me put the blade protector on, because I know me. Although that's not going to stay on the best. But what I'm going to do, I fool me once, shame on me, shame on you, right? Fool me twice, you know the old saying. I'm just going to take a little piece of tape here. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? Just going to cut and This is just my own protection. This is not what you have to do. This is my own protection. I'm just going to quickly tape that right there. So that blade is underneath. That really didn't do much, did it? You know what? I'm just going to risk it. The heck with it. Blade cover, be gone. We're just going to risk it. If I bleed, I bleed. Okay, where's that little file I used before, which worked quite well? Where did I put it? It was right in front of me. I swear to goodness it was, there it is, right here. This little file. Sandpaper works too, but this little file, it's not really rough. So we're just gonna, give this a good little, it's just this top part here that needs it. I'm doing this because I really don't have any sandpaper down here, but this file works just as well. There we go. It's taking my finish off, but that's okay. It's not a real stream without some blood, sweat, or tears. Okay, well, I'll cry later if that'll help. I just don't want to bleed again. You can see my hand is going close to that exposed blade right here. And you're all thinking, he's gonna hit that blade. But no, I don't. I'm gonna try not to. And some more on this side. Now, there's a little bit of a outie there, which I don't think that's gonna, that probably sits in that little hole. So I'm just gonna sand that down a little bit, but okay. We don't want to go too far because we don't want to have wobbly this way. So we'll see if what that does. That took a good piece little off. I'll just get a little bit more off the front there, off the front of this one right here. Okay. Yeah, the file's a little more aggressive and a little easier for me to work with. So, okay, so we are going to put this back in. Where's the screw I took out? Right here. Now we're just going to be careful because the magnet wants to run away on me. So let's go back through here. Back through, and here we go. And then we'll see how this is going to work. This may be a couple times in and out. Yeah, I can see there's a little more play there right now. Okay. Okay. And again, we don't want to, see if I over tighten that, we're pushing that gray piece. You can kind of see this. If I over tighten, it pushes this gray piece over. So I don't want to over tighten. And actually, this isn't really a weight bearing, or it's not meant to tighten anything down. It's just meant for the latch. So that has got a lot of free play there. The other thing I may end up doing is sanding. This is where they had some built-in supports here. You can see on these, I may just end up giving that a little bit of a file too. Well, let me give that a little bit of a file while I've got it off right here, just to maybe clean up any roughness on this that might be causing some issues. Okay, and down on the bottom one here as well. A little bit rough where the built-in support came off, so. There's a little bit of a something right there. That feels a little better. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's try this again. Okie doke, so we're going to come in adder this way. And we'll pop this down. And let's see. We're still tight. We are still very tight. Something, okay, we got a gap. We got a gap right here. So it's not there. It's got to be on this side. It's got to be over on this side because I can see a gap. I can see a gap. You can probably see it on camera too if I get this held right. I can see a gap right in here. So I have a feeling it must be right in here that's causing the binding. Because that is definitely, either there or down in here. So I got to pop that apart again. It's the part that holds the blade. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's pop this out again. Okay. So it's the part, so it's this part in here is where I've got to take some off the sides of this part and this part. Well, I guess it didn't hurt to do there anyways, but because this was being squeezed over a bit. Okay. Well, let's, oh, did you see my thumb just hit the blade there? After all that talking I said about not putting my fingers near the blade. Okay. Okay, let's pull that part out and let's do that part. Sure, you just want me to file closer to that sharp, razor sharp blade, don't you? Yeah, okay, that part in there. Okay, let's take this right out. Should I take the whole thing right out? That way I can have that flat down so I don't really mess anything up. Let's pop this out. I know I'm threading into plastic here. That should still be okay. That's fine if that thing is a little loose because you want this blade to be, you know, nice and movable. Or, you know what I mean. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So we'll pop that out of there. There we go. Now that'll be a little easier. I can hold it by the blade actually. If I put the blade protector on now. Oh, there, that's better. Now I can actually get in here. I'll just give this whole thing a quick file here. But we want to go concentrate up this part here. Okay. Pop that over. I'm not sure how much I want to take off, but I've got to take off enough. Time to invent Kevlar finger condoms. There we go. Okay. Okay, and maybe just a little more on this side. This might just be trial and error. I might have to do it a couple times, but maybe I'll get lucky and it'll be the first one. Let's just see. Okay. Okay, let's get this screw back in here. Let's put you back. Oh, which way again? Which way did you go in? I think you went in that way. Magnets down, blade. Yeah, that's the way you went in. It's a little looser going in there for sure, so that might just be the cure. Worst case, I got to sand a little bit more off that once we get it together and find out. 2 mil should be enough removal. Oh, I hope so. That noise is not earbud friendly. Sorry about that, Tuxedo. Okay. Oh, there goes the blade protector. Or shall I call it the finger protector? Okay. Okay, so we have a little too snug there. Did I put that in the right way? Oh, I think I got that in upside down. Did I put that in upside down? No, I think I did it right. I think I got that in the right way. I'll know for sure right here. This side. No, I put it in backwards. That bugger, did I? Yeah, I put that in backwards. That's all right. I put that in upside down. I'd use my electric, but I don't have a 1.5 millimeter hex bit for my electric driver that I know of. I think I put that in upside down. I'm just questioning myself. I just want to go back and double check. Bear with me here, guys. Just want to make sure that I'm not just fooling myself. There we go. Oh no, that is the right way. Hang on. No, it's not. That way. I have it upside down. I have it upside down. I do. It's got to go this way. Like that, so the angle of the blade is at the top. So I'm looking at the diagram for that. That goes in here and that goes in here. This is right. Yeah. No, hang on a minute here. Something is going... Hang on a sec. I am very confused here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. The angle of the blade should be up. That's up. This goes here, and this goes in like so. No. That is not right. This has to go down. Do I have the blade in there backwards? I'm just looking at this here. I'm looking at this section right here. So the blade goes up. In, angle of the blade is up. That is right. I have that correct. And then that goes in that way. Like this. Maybe I did have it right. I don't know. I'm just so confused. I confuse easily. Those of you that have never tortured yourselves and sat through a whole stream of mine before, I confuse easily. Here we go. I think this is correct here. Down to 76 people. Cool. Long part of the lever goes down. Yeah. This is the way this goes in right now, though. Let's get this screwed in here. Okay, we're good. Okay, that's in there. This now goes in here. That's right. Okay. And we have our screw here, through here, through here, and that is correct. There we go. We're all set. We're good. Okay. Water go down the hole. Let's get this guy back in. Okay, right there. We got lots of play there. We're in the right spot. Let's see how this goes. Ouch. It's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. Don't worry. And oh, there we go. I think that worked. I think it worked. I'm so confident that I'm going to latch it together. We're latched, and there we go. We got it going. Perfect. Yay! Okay, good. Okay. Oh, that was painful for me, at least. I don't know about you guys. So it looks like now we got to do some wiring up. Okay, let's get back to the destructions. That's more like it. It is. Ta-da! Helps when you file the right part too. But I guess it didn't hurt to do both. What the heck? Okay, let's move on. And we were down here. We got to this point, and then we were looking at the wiring, the final wiring. Well, I'm just curious what's next. Mount to printer. Yeah, okay. We're not going to be doing that, but let's get the final wiring done. This could be fun. Now I'm going to see if I can expand this because my eyes. Let me see. Is it Control Plus? Yeah, Control Plus on the keyboard. There we go. Control Plus. Okay, and what I'm going to do here too. I'm just going to let me go here. Just going to pull my monitor over. Luckily, I'm on a monitor arm, so it's a little bit closer to me, so I can see what I'm doing here. And I got that nice and big, so I can see where all the wiring is going to go now. Oh, yes, looks fun. Okay, so. Okay, let me get you guys back to a view where you can watch me. You can watch me attempt to do this wiring. Okay. This one, and we'll go to camera 2. There we go. Okay. So here. Is that bright enough or is that too dark? I don't know. Anyways, maybe the overhead's better for this. Let me just check the overhead view. I can't zoom the overhead in, but no, I'll give you. I want to see if I'll give you guys a little closer view here. Okay, so these two are obvious. We have the. I got to grab my little screwdriver kit. We have the heater wires are obvious where they go, and there's non-polarity, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. But these are obviously going to have to come up. I probably should have tied the heater wires in under that same cable zip tie I did here, so I may have to take that off and just secure them again, but we'll do that in a bit. Let's get them put in there first. Okay. Let's grab this. We need a small flathead. Here we go. Okay, we will. Now let me get this closer. And we'll zoom that out a little bit here. Here we go. So we'll loosen these off. These are the obvious ones. Okay. And we'll go left and left and right and right. These ferrules are a bit long. Oh, that's probably fine. Sometimes I like to trim the ferrules. And I might just trim it just a tad off the ferrules here so that there's nothing sticking out. There we go. That's better. Huh. What the heck is going on? That's experience coming in, yes. Okay, get in there. Oh, I think I was on top of the screw, that's why. I gotta loosen this off a lot more. There we go. Hold you in there. That's better. Yeah, I just didn't loosen the screw enough. Cut the tip of that one off. Bring you in. Like so. Okay, heater wires are in. We're going to have to settle them down in a bit. That's fine. Okay, now, top. We have the yellow. Now, I can't go by wire colors, so this says top. So this one's coming around. And this one is going into here. Man, I have a hard time reading these, what they are. I cannot read that, but I'm just going by the pictures. Into there. Right here. And then we have bottom. Let's see, what are these? Heck. Part fan. Part. There's bottom right here. These are the filament sensors that are in there. Bottom one goes in this plug right here. And this goes right in here. Like so. So we have the top and bottom sensors. Okay. Then we have one of the fans is going in over here. So that is going to be the let's go the HEC first. Let's go the hot end cooling fan first. Let's get that plugged in. Hot end cooling fan. It's going right in here. Like so. And then that other one is the part fan. It's going right in here. Oh, that's a tight stretch. But it fits. I should actually run that underneath. Come on. Wire organization is critical here. Run that underneath the heater wires. Okay, that goes in there. And then we have the part fan 1. That was part fan 2. This one is running, yeah, we got to run this one under the heater wires as well. Okay, I'm going to run these coming up from underneath. Okay, because these are going to basically be, yeah, it's a mess. Okay, Andrew, probably out walking your dog by the time I saw that. Let's see who else is. I'm not keeping nearly as close an eye on chat as I should. You have to loosen them, assemble them before inserting the ferrules. Yeah, completely. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, now we're looking at part fan 1, which is this guy right here, I believe. Yeah, that goes right in the end one here. Right there. Okay, that's part fan 1. This little guy, let's get him underneath these other wires. This little guy is what I'm interested to see where he's going to go. Okay. What do we have left? We have the LEDs and the LEDs. No, the thermistor. Where's the thermistor going? It looks like the thermistor is not labeled, but it looks like the thermistor is going right here. Right there looks like it's where the thermistor's going, right in here. Right next to the ferrules where the hot end is connected. That's the thermistor right there. We got the thermistor going in right next to the ferrules. And then we have this is one of the LEDs here. This is the tricolor, the tri-wire LED. I don't see them. And then this tiny, tiny short LED wire here. That will not reach anything in there. So far, I have, here, let's just switch back over to this. Okay, so far we have the part fan 1, part fan 2, hot end cooling. We have the top and bottom sensors right there. Okay, so right there is obviously that looks like the LEDs right there, the 3-wired LED. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be this guy right here. Will come in underneath. And this guy goes in right here. Let's come in from underneath here, trying to keep these wires as organized as possible. Oh man. So this looks like it goes right in here. Like so. Okay. The only one that's not plugged in, still got to organize these a little bit better in here yet, but that's fine. We'll get to that as soon as I get this all wired in. The only one not wired in is this little LED one right here. There's a female connector coming out of the extruder, connects to the LED male connector. Female connector out of the extruder. Is that a separate wire? Was there another? Let me have a look at the diagram there and just see. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I think where you're looking is right here. This connector right here. Okay, so. Oh, there it is. Okay. I see it. That's the one that's hanging up there, the stray. Okay. So that's this guy right here. Oh, okay. So that's coming out of there. We can tuck this little guy under here. Actually, let's bring him under all these. Okay, so that doesn't plug into the board. That makes sense. Now, I didn't even see this female connector. Come on, get up there. We got to mate you. So you're going to go in. Make sure I get you in the right way. Right there. This little guy right here. Okay. So is there any way to zip tie these in place up here? I guess not. Huh. Okay, well, I've got all the wires connected now. R-rated, don't look. Secret rendezvous. Okay, I'm going to cut this zip tie here and try and get these lower wires here organized a bit more because, of course, this bottom part is what's going to mount onto the carriage. So let's see if we can't do that. Organize these wires a little bit more here. Just don't force it. No. Just don't force it. I can zip tie those in there. Okay, well, let's get rid of this zip tie that we put there. Let's put another one through there. Okay. And then let's get these wires organized a bit. Down, across there, up here. All of these. Wow. Me and my wire organization are not, I don't have the best wire organizing skills. Oh, let's put it that way. Okay. Okay, those are fine there. So we're flat down there. These are all coming straight up along here. Oh, let me grab, I'm gonna grab this tool I've got. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'll be right there. Oh. My fingers are too big and too frail. So I have this cool tool here. I don't know if you guys have seen or have one of these. It's an actual tool for, it's just called a tie gun. So you put your zip tie in it, and it basically tightens your zip tie, and you turn it and it cuts it. Although it cut a little bit short, but it makes sure that your zip tie is nice and snug. And then I can snap that part off there. So really handy tool. Okay, that's there. Now there's probably no reason, there's nothing going to be here, but this is going to mount to the carriage. So we want that to stay as flat as we can. Obviously the screws are going to be coming through here that are going to mount to the carriage. These wires still look like they're going to be in the way though. I don't know if they're down low enough there, because I think these wires should be now coming sort of up and out right along here, because I can see them being a pain when you try to tighten that on if it's not flat against our thing there. Who's message? Ah, I just got a nice message from my wife. Yeah, let me look at that. See what I mean? This is not going to allow this to sit flat when it goes onto the mount, which I assume is going to be along the lines. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe that doesn't have to sit flat. I'm not sure what this part is for, but we'll figure that out later. There's a zip tie point on the tool board frame you can use. Oh, right up. Okay. Let's have a look and see where. Oh, there's a couple zip tie points there. There's one right here. There's one right here. And there's another. No, that's the only two I see. I want to redo this one. It's a good thing I have a lot of zip ties. I want to redo this one because I think these wires need to sit a little flatter going up this side. There's just a lot of wires. Okay. That might be good. That might be good, but then the zip tie is going to hang out there. Hang on 1 second. There's a space right there. Oh no, it's just too many wires. I think it's probably going to be fine. I'm probably overthinking this. Okay. Come on. I have one hand here. Okay. In you go. Up and around. No, I think I'm overthinking this. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Because if that was going to be an issue, they wouldn't put a zip tie mount right there. We should be okay. We'll find out. Okay, so then there's another couple zip tie points. As you say, there's one right here, which really, yeah, I guess we can do that with this one. And there's a groove at the bottom also, probably for feeding wires just around here. like so, and then we could feed this one. Here, let's get through this one right here. Hang on a second. The heater wires are there. Let's put a zip tie through this one here. Okay, like so. And then let's go ahead and route the wires that are coming over this side. That one, this one. And I think that's it for this side. Can I get away? No, we'll tie these other ones down. So let's go ahead and zip these in. Right to there. Okay. So we have those coming over to that side. I don't know how much clearance we're going to have on the bottom here when we go to mount it on the actual rail. Okay, and we have the extruder motor coming up over here. We have this mess over here, so I could probably kind of tidy these up with another zip tie over this way. And have these kind of, yeah. You can never have too many zip ties, right? Am I right or am I wrong? In here, through here. Let's come back the other way, it'd be easier. So we can have those ones snug down there. Okay. I don't know. It's not the prettiest. It's not the prettiest. Yeah. It's not, we're not going to get a whole lot better than that. I could actually snug all these up now off to the side. I guess I could do that. I'll probably end up changing this, but just for the sake of getting this done, we'll just run one down the side of this, and we will kind of just tidy all these up off to the side here. Like so. Again, not the prettiest. It looks a little bit neater than the instructions. Not much, but I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. From the front, you don't see a whole lot. You see this little wire sticking. That's the extruder motor wire. You see that sticking out there, but you don't see a lot from the front. It's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to live with that. And then, of course, this is where the that's got to be on backwards. Or why? I don't understand this piece here. Oh, they don't show that. See, they're not showing that piece. Or yes, they are showing that. What? See, the instructions are way behind again, because if you look at the top of that and then you look at the instructions at the top of that here, it's totally different. But that's okay. We're good. We're good. Where's my water? I need a water break. So I think this is good. I think this is good the way we have it. So yeah, I'm just going to look at the mounting onto the printer. Is that hot end? Oh yeah, boy, that is going to be really close to the bed when you look at the clearance. Hang on, let's look this way. When you look at the clearance the nozzle has where the fans are, that is going to be really, really, come on, let's get that level here. It's going to be close very close to the bed. But hey, it works. It works. Now, the other thing that I got to look to put on is the beacon probe mount. Where is the beacon probe mount going on in this? Huh. I guess that's something I need to think of as well. Because I printed out the beacon probe mount, which was this. No, this is the carriage mount. I think I may need to, I may end up needing new belts. That's going to be the carriage mount, which is going to go in something like, don't be guessing. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay where those wires are. Okay. Even though it looks like it's backwards. What looks, oh, this looks like it's back. Oh, this, yeah, it looks like it's backwards, but I guess it's not. It's there for a reason, I suppose. Why is that still sticking a little bit? Not as loose as it should be. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Okay. Talking about the strain relief. Yeah. That's okay. Don't worry about the caps. Nightbot's not going to bother you now. I just don't see the use for that, but I'm sure I'm going to see the use for it soon. I can see the plug coming down from the main board here. This may be for, because I do have to put the beacon probe on here, and I'm just looking. Let's just have a look here and see if it talks about the beacon probe. Mount to printer. Oh, I guess I can make this a little smaller now. Control minus. So we're using the Voron 2.4. So those are the mounts we're going to use. Oh, okay, there's the probe mount. It's going to go in the bottom right there. There we are. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and look at this part right now. I can't mount it on the printer, but I can get it ready to mount on the printer. Another 10, 12 minutes, we're going to do a draw, guys. Okay. So, we need some heat insets. So I got to get my heat inset tool out. Prepare to burn. Where did I took that whole heat inset tool thing apart. You can't figure it out either. Where's my heat inset tool? Or the soldering iron, one of the two. There's the iron, there's the tool. I'll just put this back together real quick. It'll be a little easier to do these heat insets that they're asking for. Just gonna put this back together real quick. It doesn't take me long. This goes on here. This goes through here. Come on. Get in the hole. I know what you're thinking. Get up there, there we go. And then we just need to get the right size key, which is right here. And these are gonna go, you guys gotta space out properly. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's get this back together real quick. Oh, look, we still got 69 people watching. Really appreciate that, guys. Everybody watching, you're going to have a chance to win some Polymaker Filament for being so nice and sticking around. And if you aren't subscribed and you do subscribe, I will be very extra specially grateful to you. Subscribes are free. Okay, so we need this part. We need this part. And we need this part. Why is that showing this one in a different color? I probably screwed up and printed that in the wrong color, but that's okay. It's artistic license, it's called. So we are looking at these three parts right here. We're going to put heat insets in these, and it looks like we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 heat insets to go in. 10 heat insets. Let's cut to this guy. So this one on the front, see, this piece looks different. Looks so much different. Hang on. So we have 2 going in here. It's missing a groove in here, but that's okay. I'm going to trust that it's not supposed to be there. 1, 2. 2 in here. Are we hot? Oh, yes, we are very hot. Okay. Okay, 1. I just realized my hand's right in your way, so if I burn myself, you won't be able to see. It doesn't matter, they're all going to melt. Here we go. You think these parts are going to melt? Seriously? That's okay. If they do, they do. Give me an excuse to rebuild it. But hey, if I have to rebuild it after printing the parts in ABS, or is it ASA I got? What did I get? Oh, I got ASA. If I have to reprint the parts in ASA, it'll be an easier build because I know how to put it all together. But just so you know, I have the ASA ready for this. Somebody a couple streams ago said, it must be nice to be getting the filament. You can waste it, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? It's called artistic license. I want to try something, so I'm going to try it. Okay, we have 4 to go in here. We have 1. Here, hang on a minute. Let's go back to this one. There we go. We have 4 heat insets go in here. 1, 2, HTPLA. No, they're HTPLA. Because HTPLA actually stood up better in testing from the videos I watched than PETG. I am breaking all the rules. And I'm okay with that. I'm a rule breaker or a rule bender. Whatever you want to call me. Idiot. Whatever you want to call me. It's fine. Okay. Those look good. 2 more to go in. Okay, those heat insets are in that one. We got the 2 heat insets in this one. Now we got to put 2 in here and 2 in the bottom here. I think I wrecked a couple, so I'm going to have to pull some out of my kit. I wrecked a couple in the previous stream. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Those look good, and 2 more. I only have 1 more in here, so I'm going to grab some. 1 here. Okay, and I got to grab 1 more here. Uno momento, por favor. I think it's in my yellow kit. No, it's not. Where are they? There they are. One. There we go. Final one. And a little bit deeper on this one. Come on. Find the hole. There you go. Didn't quite heat up. There we go. And they all look decent. So let's just make sure that there's not going to be any more, and I can put this away. That. Okay, I think we're done with the. I think we're done with this guy for now. So let's unplug it. Don't call you Shirley. Hey, let's get you unplugged. Okay, put you somewhere where I won't hurt myself. There we go. And let's do we'll do a giveaway in a minute. It's only 6:28. I do the giveaway at 6:30, between 6:30 and 6:35. This one didn't need heat insets. Oh, did this need a couple heat insets? I don't recall seeing this piece. Unless that's something that's got to go on later. We'll see. I'm just following the instructions. Okay. So, those are done. We're going to use, let's just read. Installation of the Probex end stop. Attach the cartographer mount. Okay, cartographer mount incidence. Cartographer 4. Installation of the Probex. Attach the cartographer mount. Be sure to secure the cartographer mount, although we're using a beacon mount, which is the one I printed. Oh my goodness, look what I see. Hang on. That freaked me out. Oh God. There is a big spider right there. I'm not a fan of spiders, but I don't want to kill the spider. Oh, I got to show you. Who wants to see the spider? Anybody want to see the spider? Oh, they freak me out. I don't even know what kind it is. Are they poisonous? Hang on, where's my camera here? Look at him. He scared the crap out of me. He's just standing there. He's not even camera shy. Oh, I don't like spiders and snakes. Honey, if you're watching this, can you come down and get rid of the spider? Is it a wolfie? Should I just put him in a jar and let him outside later? He looks too nice to kill. They're harmless? Okay. Good. Yeah, okay. Whoa! Okay, Wolfie. I'll call him Wolfie then. Let me see if I can just move him out of my way. What can I put him in? I got a cup over here. Let's see. Come on, Wolfie, get in the cup. Oh, now you're crawling into the fan? Come on. Come on, get in the cup. No, you're hiding. Now he's hiding in the fan. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Since I'm not that cruel a person. I'll take the fan. I'll put you way over here. Let's go way, and I mean way over here and up here. Whoa. And you just hang out over there. And if I don't see where you go, what I don't see won't hurt me. You can just go do whatever you want. You can be in the basement. Oh, They eat the things that want to eat you. Okay, cool. No venomous spiders. It doesn't look like any wolf I've seen. I've seen a wolf before. Anyways. Okay, cool. It startled me. I came over here. I don't even know what I came over here to do. And it just startled the crap out of me. Okay, I'm good now. I guess I wouldn't pick them up and let them crawl on my arm. Let's put it that way. Okay. Where were we? We were here. Skip the step for using sensorless homing. No, we're not. Attach cartographer mount. M3x8 button head cap screws. Let's go ahead and get that going. Wrong camera. Wrong camera. We want this one. Okay. M3x8 button head cap screws right here. 2 of these. We're going to install the cartographer mount underneath this way up, and this way. Nope, it's going to be this way. Okie doke. M3x8s. Where are you, Blue? There you go. I think I'm all flustered from Wolfie. He scared me a little. Okay. Excuse me. Why are you cross-threading? There we go. No, why are you not going in there properly? There we go. The heat inset might have been a little bit crooked. There we go. So we have the cartographer mount, or in my case, the beacon probe mount. Although I do have a cartographer. I don't think... Well, let's just see. Hang on. I do have a cartographer. Excuse me. Rabid wolf spiders aren't aggressive towards humans. They might bite if provoked, but symptoms are usually mild, itching, swelling, and slight pain. Okay, cool. You guys got me. I'm fine now. Oh, so that's the mount. So I've got a cartographer mount, but this obviously will not be compatible with what we're doing here. So I'm not going to worry about the cartographer mount. It's a pretty mount, though. It's red. It's the wrong color, though. It's red. But the actual cartographer probe, although I'm pretty sure that's a separate piece, I'm pretty sure the piece I printed was for the beacon. Yeah, so we have a cartographer probe here, which I'll just have to use on something different. Now, the beacon probe, I haven't taken the other hot end apart yet, so we're not going to worry about putting the probe on here at this moment in time. There we go. Okay, so next, we are going to install the X end stop if required. If your setup does not use sensorless homing, install the X end stop using 2x M210 socket head cap screws. Am I using sensorless homing? I don't believe I am. And do I have the X end stop in the kit? Or do I have to take it off of my other hot end? I probably have to take it off my other hot end. Would be my guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't include that in the kit. So that's going to have to come off the other hot end at that time. And as I say, I think I'm going to need new belts anyways. So let's go ahead and kind of move on from there. Let's do a draw. I'm going to set up the draw here. Bear with me. 68 people watching. Good. It's going to be a lot of people entered in the draw. So don't try and guess what's going to happen with the draw yet. Don't put any words in the chat yet, because you might be wrong. You're going to see something pop up, but I'm going to change it. No, maybe I won't. Here we go. Oh, that's the last week's winner. Look at that. We have the old winner. So what we're going to do is I'm going to change this so the hashtag text is and we're going to put You guys think you know what you're going to type, but you're probably wrong. This is for Polymaker Filament. And here we go. There we go. So go ahead and type hashtag filament in the comments and you'll automatically be joined to enter the draw. Hashtag filament. And go. And while you do that, I'm going to get the winner's code. Hashtag filament in the draw, in the box. Okay. Dum, dum, dum. And I'm going to get a code and I'm going to contact the winner. The winner's going to get his code right away. Okay, here we go. Let me get my code. I should have done that earlier in the stream, but hey, or before I started the stream, but hey, whatever, he said. And we're going to give away one spool of filament tonight, or one gift card code. $35 US gift card code, or a $45 Canadian gift card code is what you will win when you enter to win. And I am going to get a new email ready to go to the winner while you're entering. Keep entering. Thank you so much for Polymaker for being a partner of the channel and allowing me to give away a roll of filament every live stream. That is so generous and kind of you. I love Polymaker. Excellent filament. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a partner. It is excellent filament. It is my #1 go-to. And keep entering. I got the code. I just heard the email. Okay, and I'm getting ready to send the winner their prize. There is the code. Look at that code. Somebody is going to have that code in their inbox tonight. Somebody special. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go there. Copy the link. Let's go back to my draft. And by the time I'm done this, everybody will have entered and we're going to be able to do the spin. There we go. Okay. We are set here. Are you guys set there? We have 43 entries, 79 people watching, or 79 people tuned in, not necessarily watching, missing out on the opportunity to win some Polymaker Filament by typing hashtag filament in the chat. I'll give you a couple more minutes just to be fair. Spiders don't get provoked easily. They really have to feel threatened to bite. Yeah, I bet they do. Okay, let's get down to the bottom of the chat here. Let's see what else is going on. Any more entries? 6 seconds ago, we had another entry. You can try and enter more than once, but you only get one entry. And I think I have this thing set to spin for 62 seconds, so just sit down and enjoy. I'm going to go grab a quick drink of water while you guys are entering, and when I come back, we're going to do the draw. So I will stay live while I'm going to get my water, so I can talk to you and say, I'm walking over and I'm grabbing my cup. And I'm going to go over to my ice machine. And you're going to hear this is like cold ice. Ready? There we go. Oh, I'm going to put some ice in my cup. Whoops, just dropped a couple cubes. That's okay. And I'm going to open my water bottle. And I am going to pour water in my cup. I'm going to close my water bottle. And I'm going to wander on back over onto the stream and see how many more entries we've gotten since I did that. Look at that. We have a few more. ASMR time, he says. I had to mute myself to go sneeze. There we go. Spoiler, that was really Tim peeing. Well, here's to it. Okay, guys. Time for doing some draw. We have... Whoops. We have 46 entries. And we're going to do the draw in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good luck. Do, do, do. Who feels lucky? Who feels lucky? Put your hand up. Timor 714. Woo. Congratulations, Timor 714. You know what to do. Congratulations. You are now to email me right away at dwit3dcanada@gmail.com. Totally rigged again. How can it be rigged again? Just because your name was so close. Go ahead, email me, dwit3dcanada@gmail.com. Timor 714, I'll send you your code right away. And I know you're in the chat because you just posted something right there. Winner. There you go. You are in chat. You posted winner. And we'll just show everybody that you are in chat. There we go. Email me right away. As soon as that email pops in, I'll send you your information where you can redeem your prize. Congratulations again, and thank you for always watching. You're here most Sundays. I know that. So awesome. Zenbender, I didn't see you come in. Hello and welcome. And if I didn't say hi to everybody, forgive me, because when Steve builds, when Steve raided me, it just poof, it went up to 90 something people, and I obviously didn't have a chance to say hi to everybody. Mind you, most of those people probably didn't comment in chat for me to see it, to say hi. So there we go. Okay, moving on. So we're gonna have to wait for me to disassemble the 2.4 to get that end stop probe off of it, or the end stop switch off of it, and to get my beacon probe off of it to continue. We got a lot of screws left here. And I think there's going to be some more stuff to do down at the bottom of the electronics part of it. And USB adapter, PCB. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do to hook up. We got the cable. We got to undo a lot of wiring, etc., etc. So, yeah, first time chatting in ages. Yeah, wow. You're a lurker. You've turned into a lurker. Look at you. Look at you. I probably haven't done anything really stupid that requires you to come in and say, don't do that, Tim. So, but I'm curious that this is going to go in. This slides into here. I'm just thinking how the belts are going to work on this. Slides into here. This guy here is where the belts, this is going to be going on the carriage. And then our belts are going to be, I'm just trying to figure out how this is all going to attach. I'm assuming this is going to attach in here like so, which makes sense that all that wiring is not going to be interfering with the way this is going to mount. So I think that's the way this is going to go. Oh, I should take that off the screen here. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Let's go like this. We already have a winner, and I think he just emailed me. We can remove that from the screen. Congratulations, Timor. And let's go back to the comments, and let's just see. I think your email just came in. Boom, boom, boom. There you are. Okay. So I'm going to copy your email address. I said I'm going to copy your email address. Oh, come on. There we go. And then I'm going to paste it into the email that I just created for you. And there it is. And I'm going to send it right now. Oops. Oh, I know what I did. What did I do wrong? Hang on. Paste it in. Control V, yes. Oh, there we go. And send. It's on its way to you, Timor, so you should get it. If you want to confirm that you got it, that's fine, but it has gone. It's left the building. Your prize has left the building. Mostly on the big screen, so no chat. So I'm on a big screen, like, whoa, bigger than life. Cool. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that's the way this is going to work, because this is going to be the part where the belt secures to this portion somehow or something or so. Anyways, this is all going to go on, and then obviously this is going to screw onto here, and then this is going to slide into here, and that's going to be attached to that, so that when this hot end needs working, you're just going to be able to unscrew it and lift it right off, which is really, really convenient, it looks like. So yeah, so we'll get to that part when we get to that part. It's all good. I wonder if it should jump. I wonder if I should jump in the multicolor bandwagon with your boron, or leave that to your bamboo H2Ss. In other words, you wonder if you should build a box turtle, or do you must have a box turtle, Zen. So, what startles you every time? You have the code. Awesome. Good. Thank you for confirming that, Timor. Appreciate that. And as I say, if you're in the US, you get a $35 gift card from Polymaker when you enter that code. Okay. I just want to see what else is going on in this, see if there's anything else I can do to this before I take away the, you just got a new 100-inch TV that you're watching me on. 100 inches? Oh my goodness, I better suck this gut in then. Woo! Existing tool head. Okay, this is going to be disassembling the tool head. We're going to be mounting that part. I see. Okay, that part's going to mount right onto the... Okay, that's going to mount right onto the linear rail. Okay, that's this part here. Now that actually does not make much sense. That's going to mount onto the linear rail. Then why do we have... Okay, anyways, who am I to question it? And then we mount the V75. See, I have a V70. We mount this onto there with the two screws. Okay. Okay, and or the 4 screws, that's going to mount under there with 4 screws. And then, okay, I see what happens there. Very interesting the way this is going to work. And then on the back side, okay, so I see, so the way this looks like it's going to work, whoops, too many buttons here to push. So this is going to mount on, I just don't know how the belts are going to tighten. That's what I'm looking at here. I'm overthinking this maybe. So this is going to mount onto the linear rail, like so. Or maybe this other camera would be a little better. This is going to mount onto the linear rail. Let's zoom out, like so, through these 4 holes, screwing it onto the linear rail. Then this is going to slide down in the groove, and we're going to secure that to this with 4 screws. Then the hot end, is going to come, 2 long screws going through there are going to mount through here into these holes right here, and then from the back side we're going to mount another screw through here. Oops, we're going to mount another screw through here. It's going to go into this one right here. That's what that other threaded insert was for on there. Right on there. So these 2 here are going to, these 2 outside holes here are going to basically match up with these 2 holes there. That's going to go up out like that. And then we come through the back side here, screw that's going to go into there. Now, belts. I'm not sure how the belts are going to come into play here, because the part that's going against the linear rail has some belt clips here, unless we're just pulling belts through tightening it to the linear rail, which is going to tighten the belts. That part I don't really get yet. So it'll make the mounting the tool head on the carriage modular. Yeah. Well, but I'm confused about the belts, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because we still have this piece, which is probably not needed, because you'd think this is to be the piece that goes on to the. Oh, okay, it's all a matter of. Yeah. Huh. Anyways, I confuse very easy, so that's what I mean. So we're going to be going through these holes here, putting. First of all, this is going to go on the linear rail. And that slides in, we secure that with 4 bolts. And then the tool head goes in, we secure it with these 2 bolts, and from the back side we secure it with another bolt right through there. And that's it. They don't talk about belt tightening and where the belts go. So, but there's the belt slots right there. So all I can figure is that we run the belts through here, they come out here, we tighten the belts by tightening this piece to the linear rail slider, which is, I guess, suppose very similar to the way it's been done in the past. So I guess that's the way it's going to work. Easy to put on and take apart. So maybe I don't need, I guess it's depending on how short my belts are right now, maybe I don't need to, maybe I don't need to order new belts. Maybe the belts will just work. So I put this on, stick the belts through, and the belts are going to fold back this way, and then we're going to tighten it on, and I can tighten the belts by pulling out. Although there's that's going to, yeah, interesting. Tighten and tension the belts even before you put the tool head on. I agree, yeah, definitely. So, and then servicing it. So this will stay positioned with the belts on it to service it. This is it here. This is basically screwed into this piece. So to service it, okay, this was printed in 2 pieces for a particular reason too. I got a little bit of warpage on this one piece actually. A little bit, but it should be fine because that's going to be all secured together with, tightened with screws. And then I guess to service it, you're just going to basically undo the 1 screw at the back, undo the 2 screws at the front, and unplug your plugs, and this whole thing will just pop off. So the only reason this thing slides in and out is because we had to put heat insets in the back of this. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's gonna be pretty cool. It is a pretty cool design when it works. There's that other cube that Steve was talking about on his stream. This guy here. This is the whatever that calibration cube is called. It's a new one where you have all sorts of different fitting pieces, and everything seemed to work out okay on mine, and it was calibrated pretty cleanly. So it's a cool little cube. It's got everything under the sun. Everything under the sun in it. So there we go. The part you just slid in is fastened to the tool head, but not at first. It is fastened to the tool head, but it's fastened to this and the belt first, and then the tool head goes on here. So you can't just slide the tool head off like this, because this is going to be screwed into this with 4 screws or 4 bolts onto this. So I thought that this was going to go on the tool head, and then you would basically slide this into here to remove your tool head, slide up and down. So then you just drop the tool head on and lock it. Really? Oh, I get it. You lock it with it. That's what this one from the back is you lock it through that one in the back. Once you pull that out, then the whole thing slides off. Ah. Will not load the chat stream on PC to have to use the phone to get on the chat show up. Well, that sucks, Chris. Okay, that makes sense. So now, okay, well, let's just have a look at this. Well, hang on a sec. If this screws onto this, hang on a minute. The way they've got this going, no, see, because so what are those, what size screws? M3 by 16. Let me find the M3 by 16 screws here. I think it would be great if you could just slide that right off to service it, but I don't think it's that simple. M3 by 16 socket head cap screws. So let's just do this without putting it on the carriage, just for now. So we have 4 of these. Okay, so these are going to be, we'll pretend that we've put this on the carriage already. So we have 4 of these. Let's go back to this. These are going to go in here. Yeah, so these will secure that slide-in mount. So there's one there, one here. I won't put all 4 in, I'll just put the 2 corners in. Hey, Down Under Maker. Look how we dropped to 52 after the draw. Ah! Who was just here to win filament? Come on, be honest. So we'll just put the 2 screws in, but what's going to happen is you're going to finish, there's 2 I put in, there's going to be 4 in there, that's mounted to your, so there's no way you're going to be able to slide your head off with that. So then this goes onto your tool head. Your tool head then comes and clips onto this, and then you secure it with these 2 here, and then you put it in the back with a lock one right here. So yeah, in order to get the tool head off, you have to undo the 2 front screws and that back screw, and the tool head will fall off. This sliding piece really does nothing. The only reason it's 2 pieces is so that you could get the threaded inserts here for mounting your tool head onto it. So yeah, you got the names of those who left? That's good. Yeah, so yeah, I thought for sure that this would be a slide in, so you could just slide your tool head in, secure it, and slide your tool head out. But no, it'd be great if you could do that. But I would think you'd want that out of a machine part too, because plastic, sliding it in and out with a plastic part will eventually wear it out or loosen it up as well. But that's how this works. Okay, so let's get rid of these and put these back. Yeah, and there's nut inserts in this side, so that for the when your tool head mounts, we have nut inserts. So we're going to be inserting nuts into the side here as well, which is kind of interesting because, well, see, hang on a minute. I got to look at something here. Okay, that makes something is wonky here. Okay, let me show you. This doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't think I screwed up, but here, let me show you guys that are interested. So, first of all, let me find the screws that I'm going to go through here real quick. I want to show you something that I find interesting here. These are going to be the long ones. These are probably M335s. Let me just make sure it's going to be M335s that you mount that to your, right here, these 2 here. 2 M335s. These ones right here are the M335s. Okay, see where I'm circling there, right? So if I grab these M335s, it'll be easy, but I question why they did something here. So if I pop these through here, okay, let's pop these M335s through here so you can see where they, oops, I didn't switch cameras, my bad. Let's do this one. Okay, so I popped an M335 in here, and you can see where that comes out right here, okay, on the back side. So that is going to mount, go through here. So basically what's going to happen is that'll be all, oh, hang on, so just so I'm not confusing matters here. This goes on like that. This is on your carriage, just like this, okay? This is going to then be sitting here. You're going to come with your mount, your hot end. Your hot end's going to come up. It's going to sort of sit up here, like so. You're going to tighten your M335s through. Let's just see. Or are you? No, you're not. Okay, so this is interesting. So that's not tightening. It's not reaching. You can kind of see. Now, see that there's a little nut insert right there? Once you put a nut in there, that thread is going to reach that nut and tighten this in position. My question is, okay, remember that, okay, so that's obviously a place there where you put a nut inset in there, okay? Let's take that apart. Let's just take one of these nut insets we have here, right here. Let's put it in here. Am I putting it in? No, I'm not putting it in the right way. We got to put it in this way. Okay, let's push it in. I'm pretty sure that's got to go in there. So we'll push it in a little bit more. And you'll see what I'm getting at in a minute. I find this interesting. And this is going to beg the question, why? There, that nut inset, that nut is now inset in that pocket, okay? So we take this piece. This is mounted onto your rail. This piece comes down like so. Okay, your hot end, you get your hot end coming over. Where did I put that bolt? Right here. There was two of them here. It doesn't matter, I have lots. We put this in. We have this in place. Then we go ahead and we tighten this. And because I put that nut in there, oops, helps if I line the hole up as well. Come on. Okay, just got to line this up proper. Bear with me. Come on. Find the hole. Okay, I got the hole here. This is just awkward to do when it's not actually on a printer. So now I'm tightening this on, and we do get, it does get snug and tightened on, okay? Now, the thing I find, so that works when you put that nut in there. Okay, now I'm going to show you my why question. Okay, so we take this off. So we put a nut insert in there. Why do we have a heat inset back there? There's a heat inset, a heat set right there that lines up exactly with where that nut was inserted. Why did we put these heat insets in? They're not being used. Unless initially they were going to use a heat inset, decided let's go with a shorter screw and we'll put a nut insert there. That's kind of a mystery question to me. And both these heat insets line up with the mounts on here. So my thought is maybe that they were going to use a longer one, but if you think about it, when this is slid into here, if you have a screw that's too long, maybe, what are these, M325s they're using, I said on this? Yeah, these were, no, these were M325s, I think I said. 35s, no. Yeah, M335s. So obviously the M335 didn't reach this. So they said, okay, let's build a nut insert here so we can have the nut. Because if you go too long, you're going to flatten out against the plastic on here if you go too long with it. Or is that why they had that little spare hole here for a screw that was too long to, extend into there? Because there's no other reason to have those two extra little holes up there, other than if your screw was a little bit too long, you need a place for the tip of that screw to go. So, unless you use a longer screw, and that's why they have these things here. So if you use an M3 by 40, that's probably what it is that it would go through that heat inset further than it needed to be, and so they put those two holes here to allow the tip of that screw to have a place to go. So I'm thinking that that gives you the option. Now that I've put that one in, it's stuck in there, so I'll put the other one in and we'll end up using the 35mm screws. But yeah, I think, yeah, that was, yeah, anyways. That's my relief hole. Yeah, that's my relief hole. That's my philosophy. That's my take on it anyways, so what the heck. So while I'm here, while I'm doing this, I'll throw this other nut insert in here anyways, because we will use the 35mm screws, which don't reach the heat insets. So yeah, so it's almost like it was like, okay, you have a choice: use 40mm screws or 35mm screws. Either or works. Am I sure those align? Yeah, they do align. I can see right through. I can see, like, oh, I'll show you. Boop, boop. Here, let's get back to this one. So you can see where the nut insert is and the heat inset. So if I look right there, they align perfectly. So that filament's going through both the heat inset and the nut that I put in there on both sides. So yeah, they align. Those holes are the same purpose. So yeah, that is proof. Oh. Yep, that's it. So that's it. That's all. That's all we can do for now. Until I rip that other printer apart. And maybe we'll do that next week. As I say, I do have the Trident on the bench here because my goal is to get this Trident working again. I don't know. There's a reason I took this Hotend apart for some, and I don't remember why. Because I've actually taken the extruder completely apart, and I don't remember why. I don't remember why I did it. All I know is that I'm very emotionally upset over the fact that I took it so far apart, and I don't know why, but I'll get over it. Yeah. Anyways, we'll put that together on a stream one day here as well, and we'll get this thing up and running again and doing some fantastic printing of parts. Thanks everybody. We'll call it quits for now, and I want to thank everybody for being here. Chris, I'm glad you finally made it in and got into some chat. You thought it was a big plug-in, but I disabled them all and still doing it's weird. I don't know what to tell you. Computers, I'm telling you, especially PCs. So there we go. You guys have a fantastic evening. Have a great week. We'll see you here next week at the same time. We'll either be stripping down the 2.4 Hotend to put this new one on. It's not you, it's definitely my end. There you go. Dream of large printers. Can only dream so big. You guys have a fantastic week, and we'll see you guys all next week. Thank you for joining again. And TJ Moore, congratulations on winning the filament tonight. And check in next week again for your chance to win more filament here on DeWitt 3D and Laser. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.